Good day, Cherry Blossom family. This is Derek back with another episode of What the Hemp Wednesday, where we're bringing you hemp news from around the world. In Argentina, an agreement between the ruling party and the opposition party has put medical cannabis reform on the docket. It says it's being very important this year that this happens. The Chamber of Duties agreed to meet further. I think only met once so far this year to discuss medical cannabis reform. And the bill on the table will include regulations to include a framework for the development of a medical and cannabis industry and an industrial hemp industry. Argentina has been watching other countries, and they're joining the U.S. and Germany in prioritizing federal cannabis reform this year. The government leaders, including the Ministry of Health, were changing their tune on what they need to do to move forward. So apparently this has been happening over some time. In 2019, they decriminalized cannabis for personal use in Argentina. In 2017, they decided to mandate public health insurance coverage of medical cannabis. And in 2020, they approved the medical use of cannabis oil and home cultivation. So this has been coming along there for quite some time. But in other South American countries like in Ecuador basically had decriminalized cannabis for up to 10 grams. But police were still like charging people. And they have a medical cannabis program where they're actually planting cannabis to be used on a medical level. And even though like they have some Article 364 that states drug consumption is not a crime but a health concern, they've been out there just locking people up with reckless abandon. And if you're an American or probably any other place else in the world, you know this is probably the same where you are. And it doesn't make sense because if you're growing and cultivating cannabis for medical use, you can't be locking people up for using the medical cannabis. So people have been taken to the streets in Ecuador, and rightfully so, 500 or so at a time, and just smoking cannabis willy-nilly, trying to make their point and says, hey, you know, we need to make this a priority here as well. But who has made a priority is Thailand, and their Minister of Public Health he said he's going to give away 1 million free cannabis plants for personal use and consumption. This will enable the people and the government to generate more than 10 million baht per year in revenue from marijuana and hemp. Meanwhile, the people can showcase their cannabis and hemp-related products and wisdom and sell them nationwide. That is pretty awesome. I think and really forward-thinking too. And I think they're saying it is currently legal for registered companies to sell cannabis products that are less than 0.2%. But they want everybody in their country to really have an opportunity to share and make money. That's it today. Like, subscribe, share, and always comment. Thank you, and we'll see you next week with another episode.